The first one is you're singing is which one?
Dalla sua pace.
Okay. Sorry, what's your name?
Benson.
I'm Dominique. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Are you also a singer or pianist?
Pianist.
Pianist, okay. You'll sing the recit also? You'll sing the recit also? Recitative?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come mai credete ciò? Dissi nero delitto, capace un cavaliere. Ah, ti scoprire voglio, ogni mezzo si cerchi. Io sento in petto, e di sposo ed amico, mio dover che mi para, disingannare voglio, oh, vendicare.
Yeah, and this time you just speak me the words. Yeah, and you tell Benson.
Yes.
Benson. You know each other, or you just meet each other?
We know each other.
Oh, you know each other. Are you friends, or you're enemies,
Friends.
or what?
Friends.
Okay, so you're friends. So, you know what's happened in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
So Don Giovanni just killed her girlfriend's father.
Yeah.
And he wanted to avenge for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and what kind of personality you think this Ottavio?
He's wait.
Personality 个性。
Yeah, what kind of person is he? What is his character?
He's a coward.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's a coward?
Because he meets every problem, but he's afraid to solve them because he don't have confidence to himself. Yeah.
It's an interesting contrast because this is a particularly difficult aria in terms of like how expansive that it is. If you sing Die Spiegelnis, you know Die Spiegelnis from Zauberflöte, the magic flute. Yeah? Die Spiegelnis ist das Zauberschön. Okay, so this character is actually quite courageous. He faces many obstacles, and to sing Dalla sua pace is also a very expansive piece. Yeah. So I think although Ottavio is very often played as this very cowardice or weak character, I think that you can find a lot of strength in the text of this first recitative. It's more interesting than the aria. Yeah. So you tell Benson, your friend, not your enemy, the text and try to convince him a little bit of what's happened. So the other person in your life has just recently killed your girlfriend's father, which is a pretty dramatic news. So you try to convince him a little bit about this story. You go ahead and start. You're going to do it several times anyway. He won't be convinced the first time. He probably never is. So. Go ahead. No, just speak it.
Come mai credete ciò? Dissi nero delitto.
So what does it mean? Come mai credete ciò?
I can believe that a gentleman just do the guilty like this.
How dark, how black, how awful is murder? Do you know someone that this happened to?
你有没有遇过有些人你自己有没有认识有人被谋杀的？
No.
Interesting. Okay. Dici nero delitto is like very, very dark human things. Takes a lot to kill someone. Yeah? Let's say. So I don't know necessarily how you choose to interpret it, but I would in the overall of this recitativo, how you currently interpret it is really too thrown away. Take time with each section. Yeah, take time with each section to tell first. If a conductor or harpsichordist makes you to rush through, they better have a really good reason. Yeah. And you need to consider the darkness. Even you don't experience the things, you need to consider the darkness of this context, right?
Yeah.
So try to tell him now this time in a way that it might feel if you knew that context, right? If you had the context of murder, try to tell him, right? Like really actually tell him. Like if there was a camera like close up on your face right now, and you're like, "Come mai credeggio, disinero delito," you'd be like, "What is wrong with this guy? He's like on some drugs or something, right?" But if it's like this close and you, "Come mai credeggio, disinero delito," then I would believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So find a way to make it authentic.
Come mai credeggio, disinero delito.
No, that sounds like a love song. Disinero delito. Disinero delito. No. Find a little bit more authentic way. It's quite important, the first part, right? Come mai credeggio, disinero. What's that note?
E flat. Yeah, E flat.
Yeah. So from the other direction, if it was come mai credeggio, disinero, if you can almost think of this as like a kind of quasi-mordant. Do you know this mordant? It's like a flattening of the pitch in Baroque.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah.
okay.
So you try to really drill into this disinero delito, capace un cavaliero a discoprire il vero, ogni mezzo si cerchi. And where do you feel it? Now it has to take some time to bubble up. Io sento in petto di sposo ed amico il dover che mi parla ti s'inganna la voglio like really let it go vendicarla son of a bitch, right? Like
Yeah.
and then I gotta calm myself. Dalla sua voce, like completely different.
Yeah.
Retreat.
Okay.
Sing pretty. No. Yeah. Okay, so try. It's like the rest of it is everything. Yeah? It's like the ingredients of the pasta. Yeah? Did you ever have like a really shitty pasta?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Italian name of restaurant, you're like, oh right, and you buy the food and you're like, this is horrible. Yeah?
I
So
tried.
just all the ingredients inside. Okay, go ahead and try to just speak it again.
Come mai credeggio,
Come mai crederdeggio?
come mai credeggio,
Come mai?
come mai,
Mai.
mai,
Never.
never,
Yeah. Mai is never, right?
mine, yeah.
Come mai.
Come mai,
No, you say mine.
mai,
Mai.
mai,
Mai.
mai.
That's right, but your tongue goes mai. My.
My,
Better. The back of tongue come up a little bit still. So my.
my.
Yeah, still comes up a bit. So do this. Go. Bigger one. No, really snore. Ugly one. There you go. Now it's open. Go. Ma.
My.
Better. Yeah. All right. Try again. Speak again. Come mai.
Come mai
No,
credeggio.
you say mine.
Come mai
Crederdeggio.
credeggio.
Eggio. Deggio. Like egg. Dejo.
Dejo.
Better. Dejo.
Dejo.
That's right. That's a double G, yeah?
Yeah.
And then disinero,
Disinero. Delito.
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 Yeah. Delito.
Delito.
Good. Yeah.
Capace un cavaliere.
Capace.
Capace un cavaliere.
Capace.
Capace
Yeah. Un cavaliere.
un cavaliere.
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 Better. It's a pain in the ass, that one, right? Okay, so you wanna make this diction of the language very, very crisp. Yeah. Because then it makes you believable, right? It makes your character believable, and it gains the credibility between you and the music staff, conductor, whomever you're working with, director, that you can actually do this, that you can actually sing this aria, right? If you can really clean up the diction, the language, yeah, and give interpretation which is your own, yeah, your thoughts, your feelings, etc., then we'll say, okay, green light, sing the aria. But if the recitativo is not at least clean, like the language part, then we don't really want to hear the aria. So when you sing an audition, they will say, okay, start from the recitativo. And you say, okay. The reason why is because everyone can sing the aria. But fine. But we're interested in the recitativo. Yeah? You're doing great. Don't worry. I give you way more information than you can possibly absorb in one go. So now let's go to the next line.
Discoprire voglio. Discoprire vello. Ogni mezzo si cerchi.
Again.
Discoprire vello.
Go slower. Discoprire il vero. Vero.
Il vello.
Discoprire il vero.
Discoprire
Il vero.
il vero.
Yeah, even if there's an elision, I would say in the beginning with the recitativo, just exaggerate and separate until you can bring it all together, right? Even though there's an elision, it means you sing a discoprire il vero, but you can hear my il. Yeah? Right now, I can't hear it, but it's a part of the grammatic structure of this sentence, yeah?
Yeah.
So go ahead, sing a discoprire il vero.
A discoprire il vello.
And when you sing it, you can sing, this is just, underneath of you is just chords. A discoprire il vero, ogni mezzo si cerchi, io sento in petto il sposo e l'amico, il dover che mi parla, disinganarla voglio, vendicarla. Blam, blam, blam. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try from the top again with the music and see if you can clean up a little bit the language and take more time. Just take more time. Just take more time, take more time, take more time.
Okay.
Yeah, Benson's not going anywhere. Yeah?
Come mai credete?
Nope, you said come mai.
Come mai?
Yeah,
Come mai credete ciò?
very good.
Disinero delitto, capace un cavaliere. Discoprive voglio,
A discoprire il vero.
Ah, ti scoprire il vero, ogni mezzo si cerchi.
Vedi, ogni mezzo si cerchi, no, ogni mezzo si cerchi, ogni mezzo si cerchi.
Ogni mezzo si cerchi,
Mhm.
io sento in petto.
Take that one in your chest. Have you ever felt anything in your chest before?
Chest.
你的胸声，
Oh yeah.
What have you felt? Indigestion. I'm kidding you. So maybe when you get very excited or maybe nervous, you.
Oh.
At my age, you feel a lot of things in the chest. Probably you shouldn't, from stress. Yeah. So when you're your age, maybe you get excited. You feel like boom, 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 like someone you like walks in the room and you're like, boom, 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 right? So take it into the body. That's what you're talking about. Yeah. So take it into the body means also take time. You do. Ogni mezzo si cerchi, io sento in petto e di sposo ed amico. Il dover che mi parla, disingannar la voglio. Yeah? Try from there. Ogni mezzo si cerchi.
Ogni mezzo si cerchi.
Ogni,
Ogni.
ogni,
Ogni.
ogni,
Ogni.
ogni,
Ogni.
ogni,
Ogni.
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 So it goes like this. Ogni,
Ogni.
ogni,
Ogni.
ogni giorno,
Ogni giorno.
ogni notte, ogni giorno, ogni notte. No, that's not. Non vedrai. So you do ogni,
Ogni.
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 Better, but it's ni. It's like a it's like a glide. Ogni.
你过去，
Ogni.
你要演过去。
Ogni.
Better. Yeah. Go ahead. Ogni mezzo si cerchi.
Ogni mezzo si cerchi, io sento in petto e di sposo ed amico.
Now you have rest through all of that, and they don't have to be rhythmic. The only reason there's a rest there is for you to contemplate before singing the next thought. And they're thoughts, they're not just notes. Just because you sing it in rhythm doesn't make it interesting. In fact, that makes it uninteresting. Sing. Io sento in petto.
Io sento in petto e di sposo ed amico. Io dover
But it's
che...
not, also not an apology. I know there's a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
So when you sing, Io sento in petto e di sposo ed amico. If it's an apology, you're apologizing to yourself because you feel embarrassed that this person was a friend and you're an idiot. Like, I don't know, but you gotta have a reason behind it. And the reason shouldn't be that you're apologizing to me because you're not sure if you're saying the rhythm right or not. I don't know, right? But the audience has to get that there's something happening in your head that has you taking a break. Otherwise, why don't you just sing, Io sento in petto e di sposo ed amico il dover che mi parla di singere la voglio. Why all the breaks? There's got to be something going on there, right?
Yeah.
Try.
Io sento in petto e di sposo ed amico il dover che mi para.
Good. Il dover che mi parla.
Io dover che mi para.
Parla.
Para.
Parla.
Parla.
Yeah. Good.
Io dover che mi para.
Parla.
Parla.
Yeah.
Io dover che mi parla. Disingannare voglio.
Disingannarla.
Disingannare voglio.
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 Good. Go ahead.
Oh, vendicara,
Vendicarla.
vendicara,
Carla.
cara,
La.
la,
La. Like
La.
l'amour. Yeah. La.
la.
Yeah. Do you know this old bass, Paolo Montarsolo? Famous old bass. He probably sang with Ziani 900 times. He was brutal. He was singing like into his 80s in Così fan tutte when I was there. He was teaching us. He was a complete nutter. And he would scream, ah, ah, like you know, you're, So, you know that church out here?
Yeah.
It has this shape.
Yes.
Right now, the shape of your is like this. You sing another for you. Or ogni verso ci what is the sorry, I'm gonna find a good one. Il dovere che mi parla, parla. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like this, like a steeple. Not like that. Yeah? Try one time. Il dovere che mi parla.
Il dover che mi parla,
Better.
disingannar voglio,
La. Disingannarla.
disingannar voglio,
La.
la.
Yeah.
Disingannar voglio,
Oh, good. Go on.
disingannar voglio, disingannar voglio, oh, vendicara,
Vendicarla.
oh, vendicara.
Good. Now what are you gonna do?
Oh,
再来你要干嘛？
I'm going to prepare to advance for my girlfriend.
So it's interesting. Like, you have this huge transition in between the recitativo and this aria within like 1 bar. So what the hell happened? Like, where's all the missing? Did I miss some pages? What? Where? There's no stage direction here. He makes a huge decision. He changes speed. Like, I don't know what. So you got to create something there, and you tell everything that happened between the recitativo and this aria. You tell with your breath. So all we get is bolom, and we have to get ol from here and your breath. To me, that's not a coward. That's just like a very thoughtful person. And maybe they don't express their courage in the same way. I have been reflecting on this character for over 30 years. Yeah? Okay, so anyway, that's not required of you right now. I want to get to this, all right, and then I want to check the other one because the other one's more interesting right now for you. Yeah? So let's get into this just a little bit. We probably won't get that very far. I'm going to stop this one in a few minutes because I think this other one is probably more appropriate given like the stage. But today what we're doing is number one, we established that the recitativo is actually more interesting for the character and for the audience than the actual aria. The aria is a bit of a snoozer, quite honestly, right? And it repeats for God's sake. Like that's the worst part. The second thing is that you need to clean the language. Yeah. So there are many resources for listening to this being sung, but probably not many resources for listening to it being spoken. So you can send me an email, or Fang, you can send me an email, and I can record for you just speaking the text once, some examples, and you can use those as like a guidepost. Yeah, those are the two most important things. And then now when we go into the aria, then I'll work a little bit more the physique with you. Yeah, so that you can support singing this because it's broad. And I tell you, this is what the conductor will do. They're like, dum, and then wait. And you set the tempo. But once you set the tempo, they're not going to change. How? There's like 80 people there. So you have to set a tempo which is sustainable for you. And because this repeats in the very early times, you should not obviously take it too langsam, too broad, yeah? Unless you sing off your voice. If you sing off your voice, then it won't be very interesting. People won't want to listen anyway. So we have to find a tempo which works for you. So why don't you try and give me a little bit of sense of that tempo now, okay? So Maestro, give him his fascinating chord full of story and interesting texture. But why do you breathe through your mouth? So you're about to talk. Do you have a relationship with your mother?
Yeah.
Father?
什么？
Do you have a normal relationship with your mother?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? And when you talk to her on the phone, you go, Mom. It'd be so weird. You're like, hey Mom, let's FaceTime. So Mom. Yeah? No, you would look at her in the face, right? You look at her in the face like, so I've been thinking about, just like a normal human.
Yeah.
No. So right now you do like this. You go, here's the chord again, and you go. So do it, follow me. Then all the way over. Yeah, let your body hang down. Shake your head, loosen your neck. Inhale, exhale all your air. Inhale through your nose. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. So just start to feel like the expansion of the lower rib cage, middle rib cage, upper back. And these muscles, this rhomboideus major, rhomboideus minor, is where most of the tension will be. So the more that you spend to just kind of inhale, exhale, expansion of rib cage, you'll start to get more relaxation here and more length of the lung. Yeah? So just inhale, and then as you come up, you inhale, exhale all your air, inhale. Just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Because if you sing this aria in production, you will stand there like this all day long. So you want to give your body a muscle memory of movement so that you don't get like planted like a statue. And then by the second verse, you're like, yeah, so bend over. You inhale and exhale as you need, and you can give him the chord anytime. So exhale all your air, inhale through your nose. So where does that come from?
That's from my stomach.
Sit on the edge of this chair. Start again. You blow out all your air. Then you're sitting down and you go. And then the next inhale, you stand up and start. Stand up. Blow out air. Inhale. In your nose. There, good. Yeah, inhale through your nose. Now do. Oh, sit down as you ascend the scale. Oh, sit down as you ascend the scale. Yeah. That's too shallow. That's right here. That's right here. Here's you. Here's you. You're. Come on, get to work in my throat. No, yeah. So relax your shoulders. Yeah, relax your shoulders. Inhale. Yeah. Put your hands right here on me, on my rib cage. I'm going to show you something. Yeah. Here's what you do right now. You blow out all the air, and then you go. Do you feel anything happening there? Very little, right? Here's what I do. Blow out my air. Dalla sua pace la mia dipende. Every phrase.
Yep.
Yeah? So right now your rib cage is like collapsed. You got to get your rib cage moving like one of those Scottish bagpipes. All day, yeah? I learned this from this soprano named Barbara Frittoli. You know Barbara Frittoli?
I heard
If you stand behind her, you see this whoop, 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 like a balloon. Yeah? So the position of your hips can still be a little bit under, and actually when you sit down, when I had you sit down, the reason why we have you sit down is to also counter the psychological impression that you're ascending the scale. All right? Standing for the descending. Yeah? So all this physicality you can work on. Yeah? I think the bending over is really good for you because it will open your back. And don't rush. Just take your time with these things. Dalla sua pace is only one aria of a whole opera. Right? And you have Il mio tesoro to also sing. So practice like this with this one. Okay?
Okay.
No more for this one right now. Let's go to the other one.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
You have some questions?
Maybe I'll figure out on the stage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You sing again on sing again on your master class.
Okay, got it. Good. So you have 24 hours. Good job. And Benson, if you're going to play for his master class?
No.
No, you're not. So I would say for the pianist, you have to, if you're accompanying this aria, especially for young tenors, what's really important is to pay attention to whether they're singing a tempo that they can actually sustain or not. And if you can hear that they're struggling, push them a little bit with the tempo. Subtly. Yeah. Because there's no reason to let them kill themselves,
Yeah.
right? My son is 4 years old. He will try and kill himself every day, right? I don't want him to be afraid of the world, but I also don't want him to actually kill himself, right? So, and you don't want the tenor to be afraid to try, but you don't want them to die for one aria. It's not worth it, right? So, as the pianist, you have to listen and subtly move them along, yeah? You can do that by obviously increasing the tempo of the accompaniment when you have the opportunity. You can also suggest to them, can you sing this consonant a little bit earlier? It's a trick, because it's not a trick, but for singers, how do we get the orchestra to move faster? We sing the consonants earlier.
就是我们要让那 pianist 知道速度要快一点的时候，我们唱歌的人会把子音放早一点，子音念早一点，你们就知道要这样往前走。
So if you hear them and they're suffering, say, can I make a suggestion? Maybe sing the consonants a little bit sooner. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. As my wife likes to say, there's no need to suffer.
He that fell in heaven shouteth into scorn. The Lord shall heaven in derision.
Okay, you sang this one before?
Yeah.
Okay, you sing it again. Maybe put it on that.
I'm recording.
Oh, you're recording it. I see. You want to use mine? I don't need this.
Oh.
I want you to get your hands free. If you've sung this before, do you memorize it?
What?
Did you memorize it?
No.
Okay. So just try. Yeah, we got time. Just speak it again.
He that dwelleth in heaven shall laugh.
He that dwelleth in heaven shall laugh them to scorn. The Lord shall have them in derision.
He that dwelleth in heaven shall laugh them to scorn.
Yeah, so just for a moment, you pretend to be someone standing on the street corner in London this afternoon on a box, and you're going to tell everyone the news.
He that dwelleth in heaven shall
He
laugh.
that dwelleth,
He that dwelleth.
yeah,
He that dwelleth in heaven shall laugh them to
shall
scorn.
laugh them to scorn.
Shall laugh them to scorn. Laugh.
Yeah, we don't laugh anyone unless you're from United States. Laugh them to scorn.
Laugh them to scorn.
Yeah,
The Lord shall have them in derision.
derision.
The Lord shall have them in derision.
Yeah, better. Okay, let's try.
He that dwelleth in heaven shall have them to scorn. The Lord shall have them in derision.
Yeah, so you just need to clean up the language, right? And take more time. So again, this is the recitative, yeah?
Yeah.
He that dwelleth in heaven shall laugh them to scorn. The Lord shall have them in derision. You know, take your time.
He that dwelleth in heaven shall have them to scorn. The Lord shall have them in derision. Thou shalt break them. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Yeah, so let's do this one again. Let's do this one again. And you're going to repeat a lot of the same copy, the same text, right? So you've got to bring a lot of texture to the innumerable times that you're going to say, thou shalt break them. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a rotter's vessel. Yeah, you got to bring like some textures. It sounds really too sweet. Yeah, which Acis and Galatea is a good one for him. Yeah, that is. Of course, the music will come to my mind in a few seconds. I sung that many times, but Acis and Galatea would be a good one for him to look at, I think, because the nature of it is quite light and quite sweet, which would match his general personality, demeanor,
Can
and
you
so on.
spell that name?
Acis, A-C-I-S, and Galatea.
Galatea, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one. Love in her eyes is playing and tears within. It's probably 2 keys too high, but you know, I always sing that way. So this one is quite vigorous, and until you have more body to sing with something that sounds like ha, then you've got to use the text. Thou shalt break them. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Thou shalt dash it. Yeah, like that. Try. And eventually, if this is a piece that you play together, I would say tempo needs to be a bit faster.
Thou shalt break them.
Yeah, but
Thou shalt break them.
Thou shalt break them. Thou shalt break them. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Like this. That's the style of the music. Yeah.
Thou shalt break them.
Good.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Yeah, and you need to maybe fix the R's to rolled R's. A little bit more English style. Otherwise, it sounds like Friends episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Thou shalt break them. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Exaggerate. It's fine. Yeah, it's a lot better than rod. It doesn't help you either. And the fricative nature of the diction, yeah, fricative, like all this stuff at the front of the mouth is fricative, actually helps to keep the air connected. Yeah, so when sometimes I warm up, I will do because you can't do it otherwise. Yeah. So the more you can keep these fricative like activities in it in the diction, then can help you. Okay. I want to get to the next part, so let's go from there. Just after rod of iron.
Thou shalt dash them.
Thou shalt dash them, yeah.
Thou shalt dash them.
Last system.
Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a mortar pestle. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a mortar pestle.
You do slowly. So again, we need a lot of decisions to be made about the texture of each. Thou shalt dash them in pieces and pieces. Like this is just so repetitive that otherwise it's just thrown away. We have to have something, yeah, something thought behind it. And when you get to you need when you practice, you do like this. Just emphasize on different notes, each kind of going up, and it will give you muscle memory so that when you get to it, like it will just pop out of you. Not literally, but you'll have muscle memory there, and you will anchor each melisma. Maybe he needs an explanation. He will anchor each melisma into the body. So so that everything is in the muscle memory. Yeah? So you don't have to think about, because the worst thing to do is to be like, no, it should be like at least having the conductor in your view so that you know. Because one thing that happens in my experience when I'm on the stage for oratorio and I'm singing this stuff, I can't look at a score. I have to memorize the whole thing. Yeah? And because I can't hear. I can't listen to myself. I'm feeling the orchestra in my feet and in my back and my body, and I can't hear what they're hearing out there, right? So put your hands on your ears. This is how I spend most of my lessons with my teacher. cannot hear anything
Okay.
for years. Yeah. And the reason why is because I need to develop a sense of all the sensation internal in my body so that I don't listen to myself. So the physics or the physics of sound is such that the manner in which others hear your voice is never going to match what you hear. And the resonance that's conducted, this makes no sense, I'm talking a bunch of words probably make no sense, but the resonance that's conducted is experienced totally differently by you. How you perceive the sound that you make is like completely different from what other people hear. So when you do this, you need to practice these so that you don't have to listen to yourself and you don't have to think, ah. It's the same with Rossini, right? And that's when I hear him singing this, it can be quite easy to make a transition to start practicing. This can just slowly, gently massage a little bit ideas of that. You know, the voice is high enough, there's a high enough placement, there's no body yet.
That's why.
How old are you?
20.
20. Yeah.
That's why he wants to try this.
It's perfect, yeah.
Because we both want him to engage more of his body. So with this song, that's my expectation. And he can engage more with his body.
Yeah, that's safe. Safe way to do. I was thinking Isis and Galatea, and then is it Elijah?
Elijah, okay.
Water ranges from the sky,
That one,
far above your leisure
You said
place.
another one. Last semester, 你上次唱 Elijah 是哪一首？ Last year,
Okay,
the other aria.
those are good. Yeah, for now. At this stage and voice register, I would just be very, very like strict on the melismas are clean, like a crystal, like I can hear every single note. And even if it's slower tempo, because then if I hear it clean the first time, then I believe you're capable, I don't have to worry about the rest, and I as the conductor can listen to the orchestra and fix other stuff. But if I'm like, no, second melisma, third note, not clean, flat, then I have to deal with you, and I would rather just fire you and hire someone else that has a clean melisma, right? So I know it's maybe a bit pedantic, but that's what you need to do. I think I learned this when I was like 17. I mean, I was supposed to have fun, but I'm sitting in the basement at the house like every day, boring. That's just, it's your work. Yeah? Okay, so I mean, every volley is probably, I mean, might as well start with that.
Okay. Don't you think that's too big for him? Too hard for him? Like, because there are so many like techniques he needs to build before seeing that.
I mean, the recitative before every volley, he can start now.
Okay.
That's just fine.
Yeah.
And it's quite difficult. So you can start the recitative, but in here you already have the challenge, which I think is something to also work on. When you do, thou shalt dash them, you're dropping the tone. Yeah? Pretty much anything under this line, like G down, no one's going to hear you, and no one's going to pay you. But you still need to sing it, right?
Yeah.
And to have it travel, it has to be supported. You can't just drop it. Yeah. So what I would do is thou shalt dash them, like go all the slide to get a muscle memory in the body slowly of the interval, and then it will do it for you, right? Like you don't have to think about closing your eyes if someone throws something at you. Your body is our system is created in such a way that your eyes will just close if something gets too close, right? It's muscle memory. It doesn't need to be taught that again. So if you can get the muscle memory of connecting those two notes, the intervals, without dropping them, it's the hardest thing. When I was that age, I couldn't do it. I was dropping all over the place.
I'm still doing that.
It's super hard, right?
Super hard.
Super hard. So I think if you can address those issues, yeah, and maybe find someone with like very clean. There are currently three different classifications of modern spoken British English.
Okay.
Yeah, they've just published them in like the last couple of weeks. There's like an evolution of all these I can try to find it, but I would try to listen to maybe this what is that called? It's like a modern British MB something. I can't remember. I'll try to find it for you and send it to you. And there's some recent program on BBC about what it sounds like, and I would probably go more in the direction of that.
Okay.
More updated modern one. I mean, because you come from where you come from, also people will kind of have an expectation that you can't do it anyway, but if you can work on it in that direction, that'd be much more acceptable. And given time, it's a good material, at least for the voice, to begin singing oratorios. Easy. Yeah. Or small chamber orchestra things. Yeah. Okay.
And do you have suggestion for the future repertoire that he can try out?
I think
with
there's
his
some.
voice?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's stuff. If we're talking classical music, right?
Classical music.
Classical music. So I think like we were just talking. The Handel is good, Purcell.
Okay.
And I mean, operatic roles, I would just stay away from anything that overexposes potential issues with intonation for a lack of body connection. Like I would be very wary about, obviously there's like roles we don't even have to talk about because those are off the table, right? But if he wants to go in the direction of something, I think credibly could do Acis and Galatea, right? Without much challenge in the next 2-3 years. And try it, right? Like try that kind of stuff out. I think oratorios are a very good place to work up the chops. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like you learn recitative, you learn how to sing arias, you learn how to articulate. I think probably like it would be very easy for him to go into Rossini repertoire.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Rossini repertoire. Stay far clear away from like Bellini and for now. Yeah, it just gets too people sing it too heavy now, right?
I know.
And probably like I wouldn't try. Unless something drastically changes in the late 20s, I wouldn't try Donizetti for the moment. I would leave it alone.
Okay.
Seems to be like, I know we're talking about you like you're, a horse in a race. That's kind of how it goes. I have to deal with that. And because like I probably sang Donizetti too early.
Really?
I think so. I mean, I was getting paid, so I had to do it.
But
right?
what kind of Donizetti? Because I have him singing L'Élysée d'Amour.
That's the first one that I sang, and it's not going to hurt you, but I don't know that it's really credible until later.
I see.
It's hard to. It maybe it helps for the sake of like having an easy opera role to start with, but vocally it's really not credible.
Okay.
Your comparisons are just like off the charts,
I see.
in my view, right? Like you go to a conductor, you sing Quanto è Bella, and they're just hearing Alagna, they're hearing Pavarotti, they're hearing all these guys, and they're like, no, I need more meat on the stick. Yeah, you put a guy that's 40 years old in front of them, they sing Una Furtiva, and you're like, oh, amazing, right? but I think the role is easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he probably doesn't have the stamina
Mm-hmm.
at the moment, but it's a good one to start with. It's not going to hurt him,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be a transition. His top will be very easy right now,
Mm-hmm.
and then it will go away. And he'll have to connect the two things. So, like, you have una furtiva, which will be very easy kind of for him to sing disconnected in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you compare it with Quanto è bella,
Mm-hmm.
it's incomparable.
I see.
Because Quanto è bella and una furtiva lagrima, you can kind of get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the better time to play with that is much later when you've got
Okay.
some body. Yeah. But it's not going to hurt him. Certainly he can do it.
Okay. So what should I do with him for now? Like for the recent 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these earlier.
He still needs some repertoire he still needs some operatic repertoire.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to do. I mean, I'm going to tell you the most dangerous thing, I think, in my
Okay,
view.
Okay.
But it's not dangerous because he's here. It's dangerous because if he tries to do it outside of here, he'd probably get crucified.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So, like,
Okay.
the dangerous things to do if you're not really strict with him would be like Ferrando.
Oh, okay.
Because although it seems very simple and very, very easy for a young singer, I sang it zillions of times. Stupid idiot. But like, I was in the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why it's dangerous is because Mozart writes a tonal picture that includes the voice like an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're the only instrument that stands out,
Mm-hmm.
it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Una amorosa, plum, plum, del nostro tesoro, plum, plum. If any of that's flat,
Mm-hmm.
crucifixion,
Mm-hmm.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Audition is over,
Yes.
right? But here it's fine. You can play with it. You can help him clean up those things, learn how to sing it
Okay.
through, blah 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 blah. What was the other one I was going to just tell you? Another Mozart. This he can kind of do this one
Mhm.
in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have realistic expectations about him singing those pieces.
I see.
Don't have him. The best advice I can give you is to stop listening to anyone. Like stop listening to anyone.
That's the thing with young tenors, especially tenors. They want to be like a strong man. They want
So
to.
the one tenor
Everyone
that I would advise that he could listen to would be Tito Schipa,
Okay.
the only
Schipa.
one for now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it will match his potential in future times,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
Schipa, he sang everywhere. He was massively famous
Mhm.
singer. Michael Schade sang well into his 40s. I heard him sing with Paolo Montasolo, Così fan tutte, when they were at Paris Opera. And I mean, he was quite old for that role at that time, but it was like the sweetest, lightest sound. And that's what you've got to try to keep is the sweetness in all of this stuff. Yeah. I know it's a hard job with tenors.
Yeah,
They're a pain in the ass.
every little tenor they want to sing Nessun Dorma.
So let me tell you, like, yeah, let me tell you, like, the thing is, all those tenors will disappear. There's very few of those guys that stick around. I learned very early what is my niche. I knew I avoided to sing it, and my teachers pushed me, but I waited over 10 years. And the first audition that I sang with that Rossini repertoire, I was engaged by Alberto Zeta to make my debut in Tokyo, and I sang in every single national opera house all over France and all over the world for the next many, many years. So if you do the right thing the right way at the right time, then you don't have to worry. If you do the wrong thing at the wrong time, in the wrong way, goodbye career, it's over. But tenor voice is like this. It's gold. You just have to, wait.
It is.
So we can talk about repertoires, and
Sure.
I can give you some more ideas.
Sure.
I think,
I would
you
love
can
that.
do some things, but you have to be really careful.
Okay.
I think, you could sing the aria Die Spiegelnis in your own way, a very light way. I think I sang it for Royal Opera House when I was like 22
Oh, okay.
for them. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I hope you got something.
Yes,
Yeah?
really appreciate it.
And really, really great to hear you. Thank you for your patience, Benson. I think you played a total of 20 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Sorry about that. Are you playing the next one? Or?